Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder's team finally responds to defeat to Tyson Fury in the trilogy. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys throw the like on the video. Listen, I don't know how you found the video, but somehow, some way, you guys arrived here. Throw a like on the video. It does go a long way, really, to help encourage others who are looking for the same content, that the content is fire, and get the message out. So appreciate y'all. Throw a like on the video. Yesterday was epic. Today, the day after, a lot of people still talking about the fight. Amazing fight, which we'll get into. First, Deontay Wilder's team, his trainer, has a special message on what he witnessed last night. Obviously, he put a picture from the fight. These are moments and screen caps of the fight. Wilder on the canvas, Fury on the canvas. They both traded knockdowns. Let's listen to what he had to say. Malik Scott, new trainer. Combatants, Deontay Wilder, a brother. You already know I will walk with you through any storm and stand by your side regardless of any circumstance. Any of those circumstances. And our bond is forever unbreakable. What you and Tyson Fury did last night was unbelievable, and the heart you two showed was astounding. I love you, brother. Tyson Fury, Tyson, incredible fighter you are. You have very uncanny way of bringing out the best in people, and I really embraced this mission with open arms, knowing what we was going up against, one of the best heavyweights of any era. And with my man Sugar Hill from the Kronk Gym being your head trainer, made the task even more intriguing. Last night, we was great, but you guys was greater. Congratulations on a victory. Well earned. Quote, boxing wins again. Hashtag the odd guy boxing. Hashtag Wilder Fury trilogy. Hashtag legendary. 5 minutes ago. Breaking news. This is where you hear it first. Now, I agree with Malik Scott in his assessment. Last night was incredible. Such an honor for me as a full-time YouTuber to bring the fight week festivities, all the ups, the downs, the drama, you know, the glove gate, all of that. And then, of course, the Boxingego watch party, BWP. Thank you guys for supporting the BWP in the way that you do. Incredible fight. We knew going in this was going to be a daunting task. My prediction was wrong because I thought Deontay Wilder would be able to pull it out. He fought as hard as he could for as long as he could. He came up short and he succumbed to the pressuring style, and it looked like Tyson Fury had Wilder's number. He was the better man, and it worked to his game plan, how he fought. You know, somewhere along the lines, I think Wilder came out real aggressive. Like round one, Wilder came out almost angry and he was boo. You can hear like a thud. And Tyson Fury was taking these heavy body shots. And I was looking at Tyson Fury's like midsection, his stomach, and it was red. Just like Wilder was chopping away. He came out with dangerous intent. I think something that Tyson Fury said in the pre-fight build-up, it might have been at the weigh-in or press conference, one of them, I forget, but it actually reigned supreme and showed to be true. He used the old quote. It goes something like, if you hold a hot coal with the intentions of throwing it at somebody, then you end up burning yourself in the process. And I do think that's kind of one of the things that happened with Wilder. Wilder has so much of this and so much heart. He came out with such an intensity, knowing he had a lot of things on his back. The whole culture is riding for him. Americans are riding for him. His fans are riding for him. His people. He got sponsors, all that, right? And he came out with a game plan, but he got drugged into a dogged fight by Tyson Fury, which in the end benefits Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was the bigger man. He had worked on sitting down on his punches. He already had the horsehair gloves, things like that. And Wilder kind of went away from the game plan. Round one, he was jabbing. I don't know if the muscle mass did any favors for Wilder. You know, that's not an excuse. It's just an observation. I don't know if the added bulk in the last 2 fights have really helped him. He looked in this fight, maybe even more. I don't know, because in the last fight, it looked like something was wrong with him. But in this fight, he looked a bit slower, but he was still throwing vicious body shots early. But somewhere along the line, he got away from that. And then he started fighting at a weird tempo. And then when he got dropped in the 3rd round, he looked like he was in bad shape. I don't know what Deontay Wilder is made of, but the fact that after, look at, you can see Tyson Fury, as I said it, I told you I don't tell no lies on the channel. Look at his midsection. You can see that's exactly where Wilder was hitting him. He was just hitting him to the body, and that's something that they clearly worked on. See, the thing is where Wilder fell short to me in this particular fight is a great fighter. Tyson Fury is a great fighter. So a great fighter is going to make you not only beat them, but listen, here's how to say it. If you're fighting somebody who is elite, most likely, unless they've like cheated themselves or something, but if they're on or if they're capable, they're not injured and, you know, things like that, they're going to make you switch your game plan. And I think that's what hurt for Wilder. Wilder had a game plan, and then he got drugged into a Fury game plan, which all the way benefited Fury, right? Tyson Fury, that body work was working, and you see it right there. His stomach is holding it. But again, great fighters are going to make you switch your game plan. Like, even if this is working in round 1, that other fighter, your foe, is going to make adjustments. And as a result, you as well have to make those adjustments to keep up, you know? And I think Deontay Wilder could have mixed it up. Like, he was just boo to the body, to the body. He could have mixed some shots to the head, and then he won't know when you throw into the body. So it became a little bit predictable, but it was still working. But after the 3rd round, I really felt like I don't have all my rounds memorized, but around the 3rd round or so, Deontay Wilder was really existing off of pure will to win, determination, and heart. And that alone is commendable. You're in there with someone who's 277, possibly plus. You got sat down in the 3rd round, and every time you got back up, it made for an incredible fight. Wilder, he is a game-bred dog. Like, you can't teach that. I know Tyson Fury, even though it was a fiery buildup, and they had their rivalry and bad blood and accusations and different things like that, I know Tyson Fury respects him. Deep down inside, I believe Wilder probably has a respect for Tyson Fury. Like, he can actually fight. I mean, Tyson Fury got sat down hard, and he too got back up, which made it for an audience incredible to watch. You see how big he looks. We already knew he was strong. He landed shots that were flush, and somehow, some way, Tyson Fury, Wolverine, hey bub, Berserker Barrage, you know, some Wolverine Logan type healing abilities. And maybe that's why the Kronk Gym, they decided that they were gonna bulk up and come in at this bigger weight to be ready for the heavy shots. But kudos to both fighters for getting up. The only sad thing I would say about a fight like this is, you know, one, that any fighter has to lose, because it was truly a classic. And you don't typically want to see either fighter lose if they both had such a hellacious fight, or at least me, you know what I mean? And then the other thing is just the immaturity and the pettiness of the fans. Like, again, I understand there was a fiery buildup, a lot of words are exchanged, but what these two did last night really trumps all that. All the BS, all the banter, all the back. You know, people come into my videos say, oh, told you. I don't even know who they are. What they did for boxing truly helps grow the sport of boxing. You can't teach this type of bravery. Deontay Wilder, like Tupac said, he's the rose that grew from concrete. He's not even supposed to be here. Deontay Wilder's not supposed to be here. He started boxing when he was 20, 21, whatever age. He's the rose that grew from the concrete. He's not even supposed to be in this position. Fury has been an amateur. You know, I think he almost went to the Olympics. You know, you don't fact check me on that, but Wilder is truly an anomaly. Fury told you going into the fight that I'm the #1 best. He can't beat me, and Wilder beats everybody else but me. You know, after 2 hellacious fights back to back, we have to see, you know, if Wilder, what his next move is, or if he's gonna be the same fighter, because these were very potentially damaging fights and rough and tumble, and I think that should be celebrated more so than, you know, people coming on and, you know, overall just trying to be petty and things like that. I think what Wilder and Fury both did transcended. Let me check on my dude Ryan. I know he got some fire photos. What they did, just to me, it transcended just boxing, and it uplifted the sport. You had Magic Johnson, every celebrity that I've seen, Conor McGregor, they're all saying this is amazing, this is great stuff. But the pettiness and immaturity of fans is trying to play this battle like, oh, aha, and make fun of Wilder. Wilder, for what it's worth, even in defeat, he gained true boxing fans' respect. Even in defeat, you have to acknowledge that he's willing to do something that most people aren't willing to do. And that alone requires the utmost praise. Deontay Wilder, he felt that he wanted to test himself. He wanted a fair fight, and he wanted a chance to redeem himself and go out on his shield. And he did get knocked out, so he did go out on his shield. And, you know, as a man, I don't see how you can't respect that. Tyson Fury, I mean, love him or hate him, the guy can fight. At the end of the day, the guy can fight. He finds a way to win, and he backs up all the trash talking that he said. He proved me and a ton of other people who doubted him wrong. And it takes somebody crazy to beat somebody like Wilder, you know, because you have to, Tyson Fury, this is really what they teach you. This is the sweet science. They teach you to don't be afraid and lean into the guy, the power puncher, right? And that's what he did, where other guys would be like, oh, whoa, he's throwing smoke. Wilder is hitting too hard. And then they curl up and tuck their tail. Tyson Fury went into the fire. And for that, you got to give him his respect. You know, whether you like his personality or not, this is the sweet science. So good message from Malik Scott. Tyson Fury, he's the man to beat. I personally, you know, unless something major changes, I don't see Usyk beating him, because Usyk's a talented fighter, but styles make fight. This is a big dude. So at 277 pounds, if he could fight at this weight, recover in the weight, we know Usyk don't hit as hard as Wilder. We know he's not necessarily as aggressive as Wilder. And Joshua was able to hurt Usyk as well and mark up his face. Tyson Fury, buzzsaw, hacksaw, grinding you down, leaning on you, hitting you. You know, there's little dirty boxing things that Tyson Fury does. And I'm not saying that to roast or, you know, create havoc or commotion, because there's a lot of fighters that know these little subtleties and stuff. And if the ref ain't there and the ref doesn't break it up or stop it, then it's free game, and you got to fend for yourself and defend yourself. And that's where, you know, in Wilder's case, that's where Wilder, he didn't have the answer for that. He didn't have the answer for the buzz, the grinding, mauling type of style that they teach at the Kronk. My dude Mickey Bay did an interview with me, and he called it to a T, basically. Subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody that used my link to order this fight and made the Boxingego watch party special. Shout out to Fury and Wilder. They made the fight special. PBC, it was an amazing card. I really like Robert Helenius's performance. I think he was probably the most improved fighter. He's like a Ugas. Robert Helenius was at a spot in his career where it was like, who is this guy? Like, he was just a B-side. And then now he's emerged as, he definitely needs a big fight. Tyson Fury proved a lot of people wrong. That's the message from Deontay Wilder's team. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. It's good to hear Wilder's team, or at least I know Fury said he's a sore loser and he didn't want to speak. You know, emotions. Fighters go through emotions. This is a big fight. No one wanted to lose. But it's good that Malik Scott weighed in on the subject, and you got to give Fury his props. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe to the next videos. Ego signing out.